So Bungie really just dropped a little bit of a banger on us. Now, this is just a trailer. Things look great. What does this mean for the expansion? Who knows? We have to wait and see to get our hands on it, and that's kind of where I stand on things. You just have to wait and see when we get to play it. Things may look amazing. Who knows? Let's see how things go, but on face value, when talking about this trailer, this was an impressive showcase and honestly got me really excited for the possibilities that are coming when Lightfall rolls around. Now, we'll talk about all the weapons, we'll talk about the strand weapons, the exotic Stasis Glaive, the Quicksilver Storm Catalyst, a little bit of a horrible exotic that may be ruining PvP and give hunters even more power. God damn you guys are just broken in so many different degrees, but yeah. We'll talk about all the good stuff. Now, for one, let's first talk about this Strand sidearm. It looks pretty cool, and it has charged tracking rounds. Now, again, the showcase itself makes this gun look pretty awesome. And if you guys are sidearm builders and you guys like sidearms for PvE, this may be something up your alley. And honestly, it's really cool and implies that we are getting a strand weapon subclass, or better yet, what I should say is a strand damage type, similar to how stasis work. I assume that this will be in the kinetic slot because it's kind of how it was with stasis. Maybe it isn't, maybe it is, who knows? But collectively, this is a good sign that, you know, Bungie is getting off this new elemental type right off the bat instead of waiting like they did with stasis and waiting for seasonal loss. So seems like they have their head on the right path with this one. Now, we have a new LMG. I assume this is legendary. It is called the Termistic Chaos, and it has what we called rhythmic debuffs. This looks like it may be a PvE ad controlling masterclass or potentially a broken boss damage weapon. We'll see how things go because we saw how it worked with volatile rounds this season. Now, showcasing it, there is a little bit of a catch. Now, the 4th shot weakens enemies and the 16th shot makes enemies volatile. Like, that's pretty cool. Now, what does that mean for overarching usability and endgame content? Who knows, but these are the changes and these are the things I like to see Bungie do to shape up the sandbox for PvE and even PvP, but I don't think that will be wild in PvP, but it should be fun to see in PvE. Now, here is the only, I guess you could say, the scary part of this trailer. We see these new exotic armor pieces, and specifically for the hunter is these this weird looking thing. I am not going to pronunciate this name. I cannot pronunciate that, but the main point of this helmet is to reduce incoming flinch resistance. And what does that mean? Now, they showcase a sniper, which I think is pretty wild, but we know how special ammo works in PvP. This is going to be pretty crazy if it comes to just hunters and hand cannons and scout rifles. Honestly, guys, I'm going to say this flat out. I think hunters is the way to go in PvP, and I hate that fact. And if this helmet is going to be as advertised and be really solid with the reducing flinch resistance, it's going to be kind of the meta for all endgame, at least PvP activities, in my opinion. If it's as wild as it looks, this just may break PvP even more, and it kind of shows that Bungie isn't really thinking too much about it, at least from this trailer itself. Now, we have these new leg armor pieces, which honestly I think is pretty cool. I'm excited to see how it flows with Strand on Titan. I am a Titan main, called the Impedant Leap. I pronunciate that awful as well, but the barricade spawns additional lashes. Now, lashes seem to be part of the Strand subclass, and seemingly, I guess you could say, a created little wave, and it looks honestly pretty solid. I like how Hoarfrost Z pairs with Stasis, and so far, judging off of this little look, I am gonna like how this may pair with Strand, and honestly, I'm all about synergy with exotics and your subclass. Hoarfrost Z is one of my favorite exotics in the game, and hopefully this exotic leg armor becomes one of my favorites as well. Now, we have a catalyst look for the Quicksilver Storm. Grenades create tangles on kills, and again, this is kind of vague. We haven't seen Strand too much in terms of being showcased fully and thoroughly by players or by an uncut raw edit, but in itself, it looks pretty cool. And also looks like Quicksilver Storm will become a Strand weapon, which I think is pretty cool. It was kind of hinted that it will be, so I guess you could add this to the list of evidence confirming that Strand will be a kinetic slot damage type. So again, good stuff, and excited to see Quicksilver Storm get an upgrade. Now, Swarmers is a exotic leg armor for the Warlock, and honestly, it's pretty interesting. I don't know how often you can spawn these little orbs and, you know, the synergy in that regard, but again, more synergy with your subclass. It sees that the Warlock and Titans are getting good Strand synergy. Hunters may have to wait, but again, it looks pretty good in that regard. Now, the highlight of this trailer was the Winter Bite Stasis Exotic Glaive. Now, this looks like it may be a very solid sandbox choice for all activities, including endgames. and just the capabilities of how we know champions will work in the new endgame for Lightfall. While they're not removed, there is more options to stun these champions, and it seems that stasis will be a big factor in that. Seeing something like this in the game is awesome, and also implies that there may be more Stasis Glaives on the way, which is something I know a lot of players, including myself, have been wanting. And again, the possibilities are endless with a Stasis Glaive, and the possibilities of new perks, new playstyles, new builds, all this stuff is very juicy indeed. Now, that was pretty much all they showcased in their trailer. Collectively, I thought it was a solid little showcase, giving us a good glimpse and tease of what we should experience and what we should be going after when Lightfall rolls around. There wasn't much for the story. There wasn't more of a location showcase or boss showcase or any of that other stuff we may have been looking for. It is, as advertised, a weapons and gear trailer. Again, I'm really excited that a lot of what we see is new stuff we have not seen in other trailers. Confirms that there will be a massive arsenal, and only questions what were those weapons we saw that were clearly reprisal reused models from the Moon Armory set. So yeah, let's see how things go. I'm really excited for this expansion. Let me know your thoughts on this trailer, and are you hopeful? Are you pessimistic? Let me know down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, found this video informative, definitely drop this video a like. If you guys are new here and want more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for when I drop more content. But till then, that's all I got for this one. Shadow Ninja here, and I'm out.